guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Walker Ford, Clearwater, Florida, and guess what? We have it. It just got off the truck. This is the mighty return and the new 2021 Ford Mach 1. But before we get into this road course worthy Mustang pony car, let's talk about what's going on here. The Mach 1, such an iconic name. It's been in Ford's lineup. The first year was 1969. Now, the Mach 1 eventually disappeared, came back for a 2-year run, 2003, 2004, and then was wiped clean once again. But guess what? 2021, not only is the name back, but Ford is claiming that this is the most track-focused 5-liter Mustang GT ever. So what I want to do is I want to kind of showcase what is new, what is unique on the Mach 1 for 2021, but I want to raise that question. Is this the better way to go, or should you be looking for a 2020 either leftover or one that is pre-owned Shelby GT350? We're not going to say the R, we'll just leave it at the GT350, or even a Mustang GT Performance Pack Level 2, because both of those are gone for the 2021 model year. Let's go ahead though, let's dive into this Mach 1, see what's so special about it, and find out should you be buying this over those other two that I mentioned. Let's go find out. Right off the bat, you'll notice it hits you just like you've been hitting the head with a brick. Grabber yellow is back again for 2021. Of course, when we're starting at the front of the business, you're gonna get the same headlight design. You know, that's one thing on the Shelby GT350 and GT350R. I kind of like the older style headlight design, but you're not getting that. You're getting that most recent style setup with the LED tri-bar in there. The whole front fascia though, besides that headlight, is totally new. Check it out. You're gonna have functional corner air intake. So you have this beautiful flat metallic gray finish. These are all functional to bring air to the coolers. And then on top of that, you're gonna of course get that road course required front splitter. I love the way they kind of round it up on the corner to channel that air down the side of the vehicle as we come across the front grille. Now remember, 1969 was a big year for the Ford Mustang with that Mach 1. Looking at this grille, this is Mach 1 specific. No other Mustang in this current form has this grille setup. Now you do have these removable panels that are gonna allow extra airflow, especially if you're doing that track day. We have some gloss black. Love the way they did the grille, and a metallic flat gray, that same color that's on the air intakes on the Mustang pony in the center here. We work our way down. You're gonna get more of that great finish and the massive front splitter. So they definitely reworked this whole area. It's not a Mustang GT front end with an extra long front splitter, because that would be the same thing like a Performance Pack Level 1 or a Level 2. This one is all unique and built in. Plus you have the ability, like I said, to remove these two plastic panels to get increased airflow for that track day. But I like the way they're doing this metallic gray. Really kind of separates it from just flat black. Now when we get up onto the hood, this is Mach 1 specific. You get this Mach 1 specific grille with the badging. I love the classic retro design on the font, the white with that gray going towards the windshield. I guess the one thing that we're all still scratching our head about, where is the shaker hood? No shaker hood on this Mustang Mach 1. If you go back to 2003, 2004, it had the shaker hood. Of course, in 69, it had the shaker hood. Ford says that it actually would be counterproductive to have a shaker hood on this racetrack, this road course focused Mustang. I don't know, if you look over at the Challenger brand with Dodge, they have that shaker setup that you can get across their lineup, whether wide body or narrow body. So just something to think about, but it would be really iconic and just kind of fit in if there was a shaker hood and really make it even stand out from the rest of the Mustangs, not only here at Walker Ford, but around the world. Now, as we come around the bend, what are we working with? Wheel and tire setup. So you're gonna get these metallic, flat gray finish wheels, simple 5-spoke design with the machined aluminum that works all the way around. Calipers, increased caliper size. So you're getting a 6-piston Brembo caliper setup. It's flat black. Would have been nice if they would have painted them gloss black. So I am gonna zonk that, but not only the larger brake calipers, you're getting larger rotors. That's going to give you increased braking capability. Now, one thing I noticed is that these are not two-piece rotors like you would find on a Shelby GT350. So right off the bat, you're not going to have the same braking capability as a Shelby GT350. This is more in alignment with the Performance Pack Level 2. And to be honest with you, this is how they should have done the Performance Pack Level 2, because this has all the coolers. And what I mean by that is I'm not talking about the coolers for all the drinks and whatnot. I'm talking about you have engine oil cooler, transmission cooler, diff cooler. All of that is going to keep the temperatures down so that you could do your track day and stay out there even longer while everybody else has to come in. Behind the sheet metal on the fenders, you're going to get the magnetic ride suspension that has been track focused, track tuned, different dampers, all four corners, plus of course the sway bars, or what people also call anti-sway bars, thicker anti-sway bars, so that the vehicle does not roll in the turn. Like I said, Ford is saying this is the most track-focused 5-liter Mustang GT ever. Let's continue down the side. But before we just get up, if you're wondering what's the size, 255 on the width up front, 40 series sidewall, and they're running those Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's on this particular Mach 1. There is a higher trim with the handling package, but that is not available yet, but we will be bringing it to you, I promise. Now, as we go down the side, you got the Mach 1 badge. Just like on the decal on the hood, I love the way they did the font and the way they went metallic gray with the lower black portion. Really makes it pop right off that fender. You're gonna get the required Mach 1 side stripe. On the grabber yellow, all of these stripes kind of cut down the yellow to not make it so bright in your face, and I'm really digging that. You have the flat gray metallic on the mirror caps. These are touches specific to the Mach 1. So I like that nice flat metallic gray. Of course, you're gonna get the same side sill that you're gonna get on any Mustang GT. Working our way towards the rear, let's talk about the back, the tail end of the business. So, of course, you're gonna have a little bit wider width on the rear. So these are 275s to help get the power down. If you notice, no Brembo brakes on the rear. So there's another separation from the Shelby GT350. I know some people are calling this a parts bin special, but it definitely does have some unique touches, and I'm definitely waiting to do the on throttle, because remember, this has the TREMEC 6-speed, not that regular 6-speed that you get in the Mustang GT. Coming around the rear, talking about the rear, underneath the rear, you're gonna get 373 gears, that torsion limited slip diff. We have our gunmetal gray trunk lid spoiler, and you'll notice the extra rise. This is not the same trunk lid spoiler that you would get on a Mustang GT, say, with the black accent package. It's totally different. Give us actual downforce. The Mach 1 badge in the center, looking totally perfect, totally clean. And then as we drop our way down, here's where you're gonna see some differences. So this rear diffuser, taken almost right from the Shelby GT500, you're gonna have 4.5-inch tips on that exhaust. Of course, it's the Ford Performance exhaust with that active valve technology to where you can make it louder, make it quieter. I say just keep it loud and piss everybody off. And then of course, like I said, behind this GT500 style rear diffuser is gonna be that diff cooler to keep the diff temperatures down, the differential. That was one of the biggest problems with the Performance Pack Level 2, is not having that diff cooler. You turn 2 laps, 3 laps, you're already in limp mode. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood on this Mach 1 and see its power plant. All right guys, we got the hood popped. You do have a prop rod. I'm still gonna zonk that, even on my own Shelby GT350R. Camaros have hood struts and Challengers have hood struts. But underneath this hood, you're gonna see some changes. Now, the changes are straight from a GT350/Bullet Mustang, and let me point that out. First of all, you're gonna get the massive strut tower brace. That goes without saying to stiffen up the front end. I do like the way they did the Mach 1 badge up top, but underneath this strut tower brace, this is that intake from the Shelby GT350, which was also put on the Bullet Mustang. So what are we looking at horsepower-wise? Because not only do you have that, you have your open air inbox. One thing I'm surprised, before I just drop numbers, is I wish they would have put a larger heat extractor. If you're gonna be doing track days, it would have been nice to have a larger heat extractor on the hood. But since we're talking about power, here's your power. 480 horsepower, same amount of torque. So that's a little bit of a bummer. 420 pound-feet of torque. It is bolted. We have that slick shifting TREMEC 6-speed manual transmission. Yes, you can get a 10-speed automatic. 0 to 60, if you know how to dance on your twinkle toes, around 4.2 seconds. MPGs, 14 in the city, 22 on the highway. And then weight of the vehicle is around 3,700 pounds. Now the great news is, comparing this to the Performance Pack Level 2, you do have 20 extra horsepower. Obviously we have the magnetic ride suspension, just like the Performance Pack Level 2, and the same brake setup. Comparing this to a Shelby GT350, remember, we're talking about over 500 horsepower in a Shelby GT350, and you have larger rotors, plus even more track-focused magnetic ride suspension. But why don't we go ahead? This thing has 4.5-inch tips. If you're ready, this guy's ready. Let's fire it up and hear what this Mach 1 sounds like. All right, guys, we're inside this 2021 Mustang Mach 1. Now remember, there is a higher trim with that handling package, not available right now, but it is going to be trickling down. I know you're saying, well, Joe, I was this close to buying a Bullitt Mustang. I was this close to buying a Shelby. How much is this Mach 1? Because I want to get behind the wheel where you're sitting and go on throttle. Well, MSRP, you're looking at the way that this one is optioned, $57,700. Let's see what you get for the money. To the door panels. Now you're gonna notice on the door panels, the Mach 1 has that white contrast stitching and design, the way it kind of angles towards the back. Everything else is your standard Mustang affair, so we could kind of move on quickly. That door pocket, one burrito, that's about it. Hold the guac, save the money for your Mach 1 because guac costs extra. Speaking of Mach 1, of course you're gonna get that required special touch, that chassis number plate from Ford, letting you know that yours is unique. I love the design. I also love the finish that they brought on the trim, especially because this is a track-focused Mustang. You're gonna get your oil pressure, your vacuum, analog gauges looking classy. We have our 8-inch, obviously, sync system, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, navigation. It is a simple system to use. The required toggle switches. Ours has the optional B&O sound system, heated seats, ventilated seats, and the elevated trim level. Sliding on back, this is right from the Bullitt Mustang. That cue ball shifter, it's not in a Shelby GT350 or the Performance Pack Level 2, so that's a nice touch. 2 cup holders, your standard Mustang key fob, nothing really to talk about. It's the same old, same old. Nice soft on the armrest, just like always. And then guess what? Seats. The Mach 1 has a special touch. They brought some of that striping across. It really does look like a 1969 style of design in a good way. I also love the way they did the separate stitching here. Electric for the bottom, manual for the back is a real zonk. On the interior, I was hoping for something just a little bit more, but why don't you come over to the business end, because I think there's some surprises over here you might really like. Come on over. All right, guys, business time. I promise you this is where you want to be sitting. I love the way they brought in the nice touch of the Mach 1 logo on the sill panel with the checkered flag. Of course, we got the required 3 pedals because we have that TREMEC 6-speed plucked from the GT350. I know you're probably saying, well, Joe, every time you say the word pluck, I'm thinking parts bin special, but we'll see when we take it on the road. I don't like the dead pedal, even in my own Shelby, too small, so that's still a zonk, but you have power assist on the bottom, manual on the top. The other bummer, besides, like, it would be so killer right now to have a shaker hood. The other bummer is, why not give me the Mach 1 logo on the steering wheel? So it would have been, and the horn works. I don't know if you heard that. So horn works, but it would have been nice to have a Mach 1 logo there. It's your standard Mustang steering wheel, tilting, telescoping, and what you can't get on a Shelby that you can get in this Mach 1 is that digital display. You get your 12 inches. So you get your 12 inches, and then what's wonderful is you could change up that dash any which way that you want for the track, for the drag strip. That's what makes this a fun, enthusiast style vehicle, depending on what personality you need for that particular day. But I don't know about you. Let's get to the trunk because I'm ready to go on throttle in this Mach 1. All right, guys, time to get into the trunk. Pop it up, lift it up. The great news is you got a good amount of room, especially compared to a Camaro. And if you notice, you got these awesome nooks on the side where you could fit a perfect box of Twinkies. Obviously, Ricky Sapien and Jacob DeWitt left us a box of Twinkies. They are Radies Rides Patreon members. So thank you guys for letting us showcase that. Because this has the optional B&O sound system, you do have the subwoofer in the back over here. Personally, I would forego that. If you really want a track focused Mustang, you kind of want to cut weight, not add weight, but hey, to each their own. I think the music is the engine, but you might want to rock out to some of your own tunes from the radio. But why don't we go ahead? It's about that time. I know you've been waiting. If you're ready, I'm ready. We got the freaking keys. Let's go on throttle in this Mach 1. All right, guys, we're leaving Walker Ford. We're in the Mach 1, new for 2021. If you're ready, I'm ready. Here we go, on throttle. Yeah! Wow. So we talked about how a lot of people are calling this a parts bin special because it's borrowing a lot of other parts from Mustangs that have already existed, whether it's the Shelby, whether it's the Bullet Mustang. Even in that brief on throttle, it does feel different. It really does. And the reason why is because you're getting some unique touches that do kind of separate it from the others. Now, seeing that beautiful flat gray stripe on the hood, it would be awesome if there was a shaker in that hood, a shaker style hood. But seeing that stripe really looks killer. It really does. That cue ball shifter and the TREMEC 6-speed manual. Now, what's great is unlike my Shelby or any Shelby GT350 or GT350R, this does have automatic rev match downshifting. So when you're going from, say, third to second, you don't have to blip the throttle, you don't have to heel toe downshift. The computer does it for you. Now, you can shut that off if you're really good at heel toe downshifting, or you could just leave it on. And Ford has a really great system. It does such a great job with it. But listen to that V8 sound. On throttle, here we go, second gear. Really, really nice, short throws, crisp engagement. Feels a lot like the TREMEC in my Shelby. We're gonna be doing a side-by-side. Once they get their handling package Mach 1, we're gonna be doing a side-by-side with my Shelby GT350R and a Mach 1 to really do that back-to-back so that we can feel it. But what's great about this Mach 1 is, of course, with the optional ventilated and heated seats, the seats are comfy. Not a lot of bolstering, but they are comfortable. And if you're looking for that perfect daily driver performance Mustang, this really checks off so many boxes, because even though it is the most road course focused Mustang GT, that's a 5-liter with the magnetic ride suspension, it does not beat you up on your normal travel. So you're not gonna be shaking your kidneys out of your body, because it actually controls that compression and rebound every single nanosecond. But I do like the finish on the dash. Of course, seeing the analog auxiliary gauges is a nice touch. It would have been great to have a different steering wheel, or at least horn cap, because of this being a Mach 1. But the sound out of that 4.5-inch pipes out the back sounds great. Clutch modulation is so smooth. Listen, the days are numbered. If you want a V8 manually powered transmission set up in a car, the days are numbered. So do it now or don't do it at all. But this really is a sweet setup, especially with the grabber yellow. But that sound is just wonderful. And this TREMEC is just, it's butter. It's a hot knife through butter. You get the different coolers, the diff cooler, the engine oil cooler, larger radiator. You go automatic with the 10-speed, you will get an automatic transmission cooler as well. But going over the bumps feels great. Visibility out the back, because that wing is not very tall, It's not impeding your vision whatsoever. It really does. That's what I love about Mustangs. They all have a distinct, unique feel and flavor to it. And I think this Mach 1 kind of blends a lot of what was missing from the Performance Pack Level 1, from the Bullitt Mustang. Remember, those you couldn't get in an automatic. This you can get with that fast shifting. You go 10-speed automatic, you're looking at 0 to 60 in about 4 seconds. You can hear that automatic rev match downshifting. Love it. Brakes feel good. Here we go. Round and round and round we go. On throttle. That's what it's all about. Here we go. Yeah. So what I'm noticing compared to my Shelby is that obviously, even though this revs out to 7,500 RPM, having that extra with the Voodoo, with the flat plane crankshaft, it really does pull more on the top. What you are getting though, that you're not gonna get in the Shelby, is that 12-inch digital display, LED digital display, which is really nice. Brakes feel good. Steering sensation is great. I like the way you can adjust that on the different Mustangs. That automatic rev match is great. On the brakes. Here we go. Nice. When you hit third, it's awesome. Third is so perfect. From second to third in this 6-speed manual Mach 1 is so spot on the money. It really is. If you have been driving the other Mustang GTs and been using that Getrag 6-speed, this TREMEC, it's just a night and day difference. It really, really is. And the automatic rev match downshifting, it's really sweet. But, and I know many people are gonna say I'm biased, I think that Shelby brings the extra personality. That Voodoo engine is just, it really is a very, very special power plant. But this, of course, you're getting that name, and you are getting that performance. On throttle. Third gear, butter. Really, really nice. Super smooth. And then, like I said, the magna-ride suspension cancels out all of what the road is offering in the way of bumps and divots and whatnot. And I do like the digital display. I mean, it does look great in here. I like analog as well, but the digital display for sure. Here we go. Let's see how we go. On the brakes. Second gear. Yeah! This feels good! This feels good! Really does check off so many boxes, and the way that the car transitions from initial turn-in to trailing it out, it definitely has less body roll than a Performance Pack Level 1. I would really need to get into a Performance Pack Level 2. The great news is that with this, you'll be able to do more laps at your track day, where the Level 2 guys are gonna have to pull into the pits because of those coolers not being there. But hopefully this gave you a nice overall feel of what the Mach 1 is all about. On its mighty return for 2021, we're gonna get back to Walker Ford and wrap this one up, so I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been an amazing day here at Walker Ford. Definitely got to thank Frank Walker, Weston Walker, Tracy, Austin, Mark, Greg, the whole crew, getting us access to their very first Mach 1 with, thank you, the TREMEC 6-speed manual. I think it definitely has its own unique flavor, its own unique personality. Separations from the Bullitt Mustang, separations from the Performance Pack Level 2 Mustang, and definitely separations from the Shelby GT350. If it was my money at the end of the day, I know everybody's gonna say I'm biased, but I think I would go track down a leftover 2020 Shelby GT350. But if you are looking for a straight up Mustang 5-liter with a bunch of extra goodies and a look that's gonna separate you, I'm telling you, this Mach 1 checks off a lot of boxes and you want to get behind the wheel of one. But if you want to keep seeing magic muscle cars here on Rady's Rides, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you in the channel, click the link in the description. Get yourself some Rady's Rides merch. Click that second link. Become an official Rady's Rides Patreon member. Got to give a huge shout out. Wonderful thank you to the best videographer in the whole freaking universe, including the universe next to ours, my wonderful wife, Lori. Show her some love in the comment section. She's out here busting her butt to bring you the best content and the best angles. Thank you, Lori, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.